Okay, let's talk about how to solve square root equations. Looking at example 2, basically what you want to do is you want to get the square root by itself. So the first thing I'm going to do on example 2 is I'm going to subtract 5 from both sides. When I do that, I get square root of x minus 3 equals 4. Now, when I square both, now that I have the square root by itself, I want to square both sides. When I do that, the square root and the square cancel, and I have x minus 3 equals 16. And get the x by itself, I add 3 to both sides. So when I do that, I get x equals 19. Now, sometimes you may, with square roots, sometimes you may get an answer that could be, could give you a negative value, so you always want to go through and check your answers. So if I plug 19 in for x, to check it, I will get 5 plus square root of 19 minus 3, and does that equal 9? Well, 19 minus 3 is 16. The square root of 16 is 4, and 5 plus 4 does give you 9. So the solution checks out. If you look on the second one, notice, yeah, I do have an x on both sides, but we're still going to get the square root by itself. So I'm going to add 3 to both sides. I get square root of x plus 5 equals x plus 3. Now remember, the goal is to get rid of the square root. So even though I have an x on both sides, I'm still trying to get this part right here taken care of. We're still trying to isolate the radical. So now I'm going to square both sides. When I do that, I get x plus 5 equals x plus 3 squared. Now to solve this out, we're going to have to use quadratic formula. But let's get it. Now we just have to solve it for x. I have x plus 5 equals, now when I multiply x plus 3 squared, I get x squared, I get a 3x, x times 3 is 3x, 3 times 3 is 9. So I get x squared plus 6x plus 9. Now, get it equal to 0, so I'm going to subtract x from both sides, and I'm going to subtract 5 from both sides. I get 0 equals x squared plus 5x plus 4. Now to fact, I'm going to look to see if I can factor, and I know I can get 4 times 1 gives me 4, but also adds to give me 5. So when I factor this, I get x plus 4 and x plus 1 will give me 0. And so set each equation equal to 0, so I get 0 equals x plus 4 and 0 equals x plus 1. So over here, I get x equals negative 4, and to the right, I get x equals negative 1. So now we got to check to make sure the solutions work. So to check your solutions, here's what we're going to end up doing.